Hey everyone, it's Rob with ShipOur.Wedding. So what are we doing today? We have some draping in front of us. Chances are if you're planning your wedding, whether you're in a tent, you're in a banquet hall, you'll need a way to go ahead and decorate your ceiling. The best way is with draping. So these are drapery swags. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. They'll ship to you individually, kind of rolled up in a ball. They'll fit inside the box. What you'll have to do at your event is to go ahead and splay this out. Typically this is done over your dance floor. We have really tight setup times tomorrow. We're going to go ahead and just pre-assemble this. This way it's ready to go when we get inside the banquet hall. So you'll notice we took the piece of fabric, we took it and we made it go straight up and down. We can fan this out a little bit more when we get inside the hall to our liking. What we want to do is pre-assemble this right here at the end. So I'm going to get a little close to this. You'll see it's all bunched up right here. So this is going to be the center mounting point. This is going to go to the ceiling. So right now we have 2 of these zip ties going around. We'll show you how easy it is. All you do is you take the zip tie like this. If you need to go ahead and double it up, you can. And you go ahead and wrap it around it until it's tight. This way none of the piece of fabric will come undone. Next you'll take a pair of snips like this. You want to cut off any excess that you have. You don't want this hanging from your ceiling. You want to make sure that you have a nice clean look. So anywhere that we have excess zip ties, we're just going to come through. We're going to cut these off really quick, just like this, so that when it's hanging, it kind of helps to hide the magic. We're going to take a quick look at it. Awesome. All the zip ties are clipped off of this. Last step is to take your safety cable, and this is what we'll go ahead and attach to the beam, which is going to be above your drop ceiling. We're going to go ahead and find the center point of this. I'm going to say it's right about in here. This, you're going to feed it through over itself, just like this. This way, this one will go ahead and hang, and this will attach right there. We don't want to do this just one time, we want to do this twice. You always want to have a backup for a fail-safe whenever you're hanging anything above the heads. This way you don't have to worry about any liability. We're going to do this one more time, right through the middle point. So come back in and around like that. Take these, make them both a little tight. And now we have 2 mounting clips that can go into the ceiling. So next step will be to take this and put inside of your case for transporting to your venue, or if you're already at the venue and are ready to go ahead and set this up in the air, we're going to go ahead and take this piece and start lifting it up to the air. Let's show you how that's done. Alright, so first thing you notice that we have the weights, the base plates set up on the ground. Your rental will ship with 8 12-pound base plates. However, at each leg of draping, you will need a minimum of 75 pounds. So not include the rental is the extra weight, because we ship this to you. We try to keep it as cost effective as possible. So you will need either cinder blocks or something else, weights, that you could put at the very bottom of the base, just so you can add that extra 65-pound weight at each leg. Once again, you'll have to do this 8 times. Let's continue with the video. We have a total of 8 of these going all the way across, kind of like a half circle. Uprights will go in this. So the draping will come from this middle part and it'll kind of span out, just like you saw in that video how you kind of had it coming out. Most important things, you want to go to load-bearing portion of the ceiling. I'm looking at this. I talked to the owner of the venue. See how this is all in a line? This right here is going to be load-bearing. This is not. They tried drilling holes in here. It didn't hold up the ceiling. Typically when you're working in a space like this, there's going to be a big metal beam going across the roof. That's what holds up the roof, especially when you're in a room that doesn't have pillars holding up the roof. They have to do with metal beams. This building's really old, so I'm going to be going into this hook right here. Very important that anything you tie into is load bearing. Preferably you want to go ahead and tie into a rafter. You go up here, there are no rafters you can attach into. You want to make sure it's load bearing. It's best to go ahead and make sure this step is done before you actually begin your draping installation, so you're 100% confident you can install it at your banquet venue. Setup should look like this so far. So as we walk around, you'll see we have the drapery already pulled back. We have the uprights in the base plates. Let's take a step through here and take a wide view look at this drapery setup. We're going to go ahead from left to right. You'll see the fabric's pulled back, kind of wrapped around the base plates. Also at the bottom we have an extra piece of fabric. So when this piece gets pulled and zip tied to the top, there's not enough, bottom will go over it, get zip tied, it'll cover it on both sides. This way it hides the hardware. We're going to do that all the way around. So now that we have all the draping in the air, we have the legs actually spaced out. You'll notice there's base plates holding up all the uprights. This piece of fabric is going to come to this, it's going to get elevated. We want to find the edge of it, make sure it's not folded over. Make sure it's nice and full in the hand, so you want to accordion it like this. Just like that. Now we have it. We're going to take this and attach it here. You see this height, how it's a little low behind me? This is going to get elevated, so when it does, it's going to give a nice full look, and it won't be too low, but it won't be too high, and it's going to add a lot of drama to the space. We're going to go ahead and attach a zip tie to it, and it'll still hold it right here at the top. So I can take this piece of fabric, fold it over the upright like this, and it'll go ahead and hide all the magic. If this was coming out further, then you can use another piece, which is what you see down here. We can take this and attach it to the top if this was kind of hanging up and it wasn't covering everything. Great, so we're going to go ahead and do this to all the uprights. As you can see, we have the drapes. This is put up here in the center. It's coming down to this point. Now this strand is long enough so we don't have to take these pieces of fabric you see back here and have them drape over the edge to cover this. We just kind of wrapped it around. And this is still really low, so what we'll do next is we'll go ahead and raise all of these up. That'll be the finishing touch. And we'll show you how this looks once you have the ceiling drape done. This is one center mounting point going all across your dance floor in a beautiful champagne color. We'll just take the upright and we'll just go up a little bit with it. Just like this, and then we'll take this excess, take it, and we'll just lay it bottom just like that. Then we could take this upright, pull back just a little bit. This way it elevates this draping a little more. We'll go ahead and do this around the dance floor for all 8 arms of the ceiling draping. So as you can see, we have all the drapery up in the space. What we did is we took this, we attached it to the top, let it fall straight down, like you see all the way around. And let's just go ahead and walk under it. You'll see this is really tall. I can't even touch this with my hand, and that's because we took these uprights and we elevated them up. For any piece that seemed like they're a little too low to the ground, we would actually take these base plates, give a little nudge out, and they'll actually go ahead and raise this up a little bit more because the fabric is getting a little bit more taut. So as we walk back in the space, you kind of see how that looks, just like that. That beautiful full look around the whole room. So this is a very simple DIY setup because there's only one mounting point. Make sure that's secure. After that, this all just pulls off to the side, comes straight down. So you can have this whole look done in about 30 minutes or less, especially if you have somebody else helping you with the setup. Let's look at some photos of recent events that have used this rental in action. Feel free to visit us. Once again, we're ShipOur.Wedding. We have nationwide DIY event rentals available through our website, so you can do it with less vendors and get the look you deserve. Thank you so much for watching, and take care.
Watch more videos above. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you in our next video.